Welcome to, we're going to be here at the 21st Community Clan Fight Night, and all I got to say is, here's Johnny!
Hey everybody, JohnnyOmaha here. Thanks for being with us at the Community Clan Fight Night week number, Bash, what week number is this?
21!
21! We're legal! We are legal to drink in America, because this is the North American Clan, Community Clan Fight Night. Here, we got a great lineup here. Let's quick just bop in and take a look. Also, going to get the stream cam going on here, so create squad stream. We're going to start off on the malicious side here.
Sorry, house squad's over here now. Middle spawn on the
Oh, right, you know what? I just kind of realized something, Johnny. I think, oh, man, 70 seconds. I got time. I'll be right back. You're going to have to grab a beer for a 21st
That's
CCFN.
right, you absolutely need to, Bash. In the meantime, while he's grabbing that, I'm going to go through the teams. We got the Swift Knights, squad led by Breezy Bra. Fubar, squad led by Justice. Squad Freedom with the IB, squad lead by IB Muff. Armed and Ready Echo, squad lead with Armed and Ready McBeard. On the United States Army side, we have the 303rd, FFO, BB, which is Bloodbath, as well as APG, the Allied Precise Gunman.
Making a sound of racket here.
That's all. You're just making a racket at the 21st right here. So, Bash, thanks so much for co-streaming with me today. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely super stoked to be here with you guys, and really, I think it's going to be a good show.
I think so, too. When in doubt, just add beer.
It's always a positive influx, no matter what you're doing. Alrighty, here we go. Start of the game.
So not a lot of spawns here on the malicious side, just Justice, Fubar, AR McBeard.
Isn't there another map switch?
AR McBeard asking about a possible other map switch. But this should be the map that's happening there. That is clack, 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 Bash. That's a mechanical... We're working it out.
No, that's why my name's Bash. Just a little introductory there for you guys for where it came from. That's actually not even close to true, but we're gonna go with that. That's what my clan thinks.
No, hold up.
All right, here, Johnny. I'm gonna take a look over here at SWF. It looks like they're coming down with some AR guys. Staying pretty much grouped up, moving together as one whole unit. Rather obviously, but they're so far away. There's going to be no need to be any kind of cautious.
No, not at the start there. What I think they're doing though, there's not a lot of people spawning. We're listening to Breezy on the comms. He's saying, "Get ready in 10 seconds." I'm thinking the waterfall FOB is about to make a splash.
Nice.
You see what I did there?
So I'm going to do a quick little jump over here to the other side just to see how fast they're coming out.
But, let me join you. Let's see what we got here. So
let's take a little stroll.
Let's not miss this waterfall FOB. If you see anything interesting, let me zip on over to take a look. But there it is, a great waterfall. Here comes they're all just cascading out of there. Now all these guys having fresh stamina to make the push onto the point. So that's militia moving in.
Squad lead. Need an ammo box.
Who's capping first point?
Over here on the U.S., you see they're moving just as fast.
You guys got one guy to that first point. Everyone else should have had 3 going.
I'll leave one guy. I'll leave AR. We'll leave one.
And just to kind of give you an update, what's going on with the other squad over here? There's just a massive tsunami wave of red coming across the entire ridgeline. It looks like here, they have spread out in a horizontal line, and they're moving towards the enemy all as one giant team.
Yeah, it looks like they're getting a couple guys to cap Malakabad there. They've got the one guy moving to Malakabad, but the rest of the U.S. forces pushing up on their west kind of line that they have before they cross the bridge over to Murder Mountain and into Butter Fields.
Yep, backpack strategies. Nobody, the waterfall in here right at the center.
So real interesting note here, Bash. There is that north spawn on this map for Militia. Thoughts on why these guys didn't utilize that north spawn?
Now, I'm going to actually have to say that it's a power play if used against an experienced team, but against an experienced team, it takes too long to get anywhere. You can cut across and cut down, but if you're doing a really strong flank like that, I don't really think that anybody here wants to be that squad that ends up being useless, and that northern plane, if they come across nothing, they could end up basically being useless. And what do you think, though?
Well, what I think is that the U.S. are making a giant push across the river up into the stream for Butter Fields, and we see led by FFO. I'm getting a lot of wind noise here with the cameras so far in the air. And there he is, FFO, I love your backpack, leading the charge, but he's running straight into Fubar with Webb, MB, and Kane.
Oh, we have 3 main channels coming together, and this is quite interesting. The northern position, we only have one IB, Sharky, is against the entire 303rd squad. If one of the militias would have spawned up north, they would have cut off 303rd, but 303rd is moving completely unopposed right now around. But here comes the first contacts.
And there they are, a lot of activity here in that right over the bridge there. But there they are, the 303rd sweeping up on that north hill. There's IB Sharky still going prone. And it's just one versus the world when it comes to 303rd.
Now this is quite an interesting lineup. We have a literal wall against wall. IB, Fubar, SWF on one side, APG, FFO lining up on the other side. This is a real battle.
Fives.
I think
Five's gonna hold tight
what's the term? It's when an immovable object butts up against an unstoppable force. That's all I can think of right now. But I will say, do you see that flank to that on the north hill there, Bash? That is, I think, your very own 303rd squad, the 303rd clan.
That is. They're doing quite a good job staying out of sight. I'm going to take a peek up here real quick, and it looks like they are staying in scaled out positions, taking small fire, not doing any kind of real cover right now, so they're not exposing themselves too much.
There's an official capture of the militia Butter Fields. Official capture. And
here we go. Sorry to interrupt you, but it looks like Fubar is just charged up on 303rd. They're going to engage.
I see Malware with Fubar. IB Sharky still up but prone.
Contact on the north flank as well.
Swift Knight Wookie 404 and Swift Knight Whoa Big Gulps Huh, who just took a bullet to the face.
Northeast of
Sharky's still up. Wool goes down. Wookie's still up, and it looks like they've now figured out what 303rd's doing. 303rd is mostly down, unfortunately, though. Looks like they fell into that little crevice and got taken out.
While the 303rd may be down, who is up is APG and FFO, who are pushing strong onto the fields.
Oh, no. It looks like IB has been pulled off of the center, and they're going up to engage a downed 303rd, while FFO just charges through in the open gap.
Exactly, an overcommitment of resources. They still think that threat is to the north, when really it's right in front of them on the river.
Now, Johnny, what do you think we could go with Fubar and IB up here on the hill? They do have positioning to fire, but they're not doing anything to stop the advancement down in the middle of the valley.
Yeah, it's just a classic misappropriation of resources there. The fight is no longer on that north side, and really it's no longer on the south. What the action is all right in the middle.
I'm sitting back here on Nipple Hill, which would be a great Overwatch position to look at all 3 channels, but we have blue on the left, blue on the right, red in the middle, just like you said.
Yeah, there's the glorious Nipple Hill in the lower left-hand corner of our screen here for our viewers. Man, it just makes you thirsty for a big glass of milk, doesn't it?
Beer, but
a beer, milk beer.
Absolutely. You know, this is interesting. There's no defensive kind of fallback for any of the militia squad. But if you look at the American, they have a whole squad back at the capture over there across the water with no engagement whatsoever.
So, yep, at Malakabad, looks like the U.S. forces have 2, 4, 6, 8. Looks like about a squad back at Malakabad waiting for the sneaky
squad heading north.
A sneaky militia flank that looks like it may not be coming.
Gun markers are accurate to north.
I'm just going to point out real quick the power of a quality medic. It looks like 303rd here is still down up on the hill, not revived yet, as Schwartz and a couple other militia squad members keep them at bay.
Yeah, that's a great use of two guys pinning down an entire squad. But I gotta admire the determination of the 303rd, not giving up those spawns, not bringing down that ticket count, and waiting till the last possible second to be brought up.
It looks like they've spread out and they've now cleared out the enemy position. 303rd now clear to revive their members and come back into the attack, which now the middle has been taken back over by militia.
The line of D6 keep head.
That's where that determination comes right in there, Bash, because these guys waiting and hoping and biding their time, now they're going to get back up with a very skilled 303rd medic and going to bring all those resources back in the fight without using spawns or tickets.
So it looks like they followed your positioning here on the militia side. They've now fallen into the middle, and they're stacked up, waiting for APG and FFO to come right back up in the middle valley.
Yeah, that's where
APG has taken the hill.
Yeah, that's where a lot of that action is always happening. But Fubar looking to, I'm sorry, 303rd rather, looking to continue their flank to get around everybody and possibly get onto Riverbend. That's the only place I could think they'd want to go.
Squad 3 will try to spread north.
I gotta note this determination, not only from 303rd, but also IB Sharky. He is right at it again. Schwartz is right back up the hill with them. Those two are literally fighting a whole squad.
That's right. It's like a dog, a small dog, chewing at a bigger dog. And it knows. It's like, I'm going to get you. I don't care you're bigger than me. It's two guys taking on the world there. So, man, this is getting wide.
Defense, or are we going to send one to push?
Yep, it looks like APG is taken out to the southeast flank here, but they've been stopped on the hill by AR.
They must have got an info me down. They're stopping coming down the middle.
And SWF, Woe Big Gulp, actually took a position up on Nipple Hill, right back here, and he has the overwatch. It looks like he has done a good job of, I'm not sure if he's communicating the positioning, but he is at least shooting and keeping people pinned.
Yeah, while he has overwatch from Nipple Hill, he is not getting vision to the far, far north where we see the 303rd on an epic flank of epicness getting all the way. Yeah, look at that flank, Bash. These are your boys.
Look at SWF, though. These are your boys. Look at Wookie. He senses something, man. I don't know what. I'm going to take a look real close, but he's sitting back here just kind of keeping his eyes out. He's not actually looking at them, though. He has his back to them.
Yeah, it looks like Wookie being in the river there, kind of in the, if you look on your screen for the viewers at home, he's kind of in the middle. He's the furthest back.
Keep at 7 and
let's zoom in on Wookie here, getting close. Accurate. We also see Swift
Whoa, Big Gulp engages. I hate to interrupt, but real quick, this is big. SWF from Nipple Hill engages 303rd.
Oh, that's
on their flank.
Absolutely massive.
One of them down.
That's right.
3 guys back,
so
3 or 4 back.
There's Big Gulps definitely on the comms with the rest of the Swift Knights, blowing this entire flank. So this 303rd has now been spotted. If they could have been kind of gotten in without being spotted, this would have been a game changer. But now that they're suppressing, those arrows are going from up to down.
And it looks like it was a classic. Someone was right at the very top of the hill there. They had no cover, no concealment, no anything. They were skylining perfectly for Gulps to see.
When the bullet hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's a skyline.
Where's your soundboard for that one?
Yeah, I know. We need that. So with the screen, guys at home, I'm sorry, we're really wide, but there's a lot of action going on in a lot of different places. So we're really, really, really far back, trying to bring it all in. On the left-hand side of your screen, you see the 303rd moving in onto the Riverbend point, which is at the bottom of our screen. And in the upper right-hand corner of your screen, you're seeing a lot of the militia engaging on Murder Mountain up there. That's
I've got guys
a real
east of
bad
me as
spot. But it
well,
looks
so
like
they're
militia
both
also have
southbound.
control of that center flank, that center portion where the river and the road go towards the bridge. So I'd love to dial in here in a minute, but there's just so many pieces going on, and it's so interconnected that I really want you to be able to drink in the beauty that is Combined Arms Squad 36v36.
I'll give you a quick update over here to the southeast where you see the top of the hill with that red smoke coming off from a GL. We got a small group of APG sectioned into 2 groups of 4 and a small group of FUBAR and a small group of AR. Basically,
It's good, solid.
they are peanut butter and jelly right now, intermixed between each other, but not engaging. Some on the hill, some on the top of the hill, and they're just shifting together. Basically playing a little cat and mouse. One's chasing, one's chasing, one's chasing one, and they are all converging right now. Let's see who wins.
Stamina halt, and then we're gonna start moving.
So I see him, Bash. Looks like they pushed everybody off of Murder Mountain. And just a couple U.S. teams are going up. So there's a lot of resources down there to the east and to the south for militia, but it only looks like I only see 3 U.S. forces. Is that what you see over there?
We have 7 U.S. forces.
Oh.
8 U.S. forces.
Over there on Murder Mountain
You
there
got
to the
contact
south
directly northwest of you.
Southeast,
Yeah,
which is I'm sorry, yeah, more direct east at this point.
Gotcha.
But yeah, they've walked off it. They're on the backside, coming to the northeast side of it, and oh my goodness, we have one person. Kane from FUBAR is in Malakabad, and he is all alone, about to walk up to an AG surfer, Mercury surfer, Silver surfer. Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Oh, they must just not be rendering on my screen because I don't see any contact over there.
Draw distance.
Yeah,
For the win.
I would think so. Let me see if I can zip over there and still get everything here. But yeah, unfortunately, Kane, he's definitely got the cojones to get across the way. Yep, there they are. Start to pop up here on our screen. He's got the cojones, but as we all know, Bash, how many does it take to flip a point?
At least 3 if you're going to be going into an engagement. But if it's completely neutralized, you can do it with a single person.
That's right.
However, that is not neutralized.
Yeah, they're spamming
Correct.
our south approach pretty hard with GLs and rockets.
So now, as we pull back to the main event of Bahadur Fields, that center section where the river and the road are, right on the fields, U.S. is making a great push here. I see FFO, I see 303rd.
We're gonna go ahead and take this nice and slow.
So what do you think about SWF's Woe Big Gulps? He's got a power play on Nipple Hill with the Overwatch, but there's no counter position that any of the U.S. forces have been taking. I see FFF Lieutenant Moose over here. He's not engaging yet, so they need some kind of counter to him.
Correct.
Where would you put him?
So that's a great observation there, Bash. So SWF Woe Big Gulps is one of the Swift Knights, or SWF, very hard hitter. I'm actually part of the same clan as him in the Swift Knights, and you get him with a grenade launcher and nobody's safe. So from here, him up there, Lieutenant Kevin from FFO, if they realized it was him, then things would be a whole other story here. But it looks like I see a 3-man fire team moving up onto his position, onto Nipple Hill. And I see a lot of down arrows
They
also.
are northwest, north, and northeast
Quick
of our
interruption here.
FOB.
FFO Scarface is right next to the spawn location of the militia. He is laying down. I'm looking next to
On the road.
9 people. He's against 9 enemies right now.
No, on the FOB right there.
Yeah, FFO Scarface.
There he is.
Ballsy as
There it
crap.
is.
He's got 10
There's the
people
man.
around him. He shoots. He's got a guy right behind him.
He's in the fields. Sneaky FOB.
No.
That's 2 takedowns. I've never seen anything like this before in my life.
No one's fired at him once. Oh, he gets a smoke
That's
thrown
3.
on him.
5, just be advised, you're still compromised.
That's
to
4.
4.
west.
His
His
buddy,
friend goes down.
his friend dies. The new guy dies.
Keep pushing nice and slow.
It's probably like, hey guys, I got him.
Schwartz
FOB
comes
and
in with the final
need,
kill. That guy got
need to
4 kills, uninterrupted, laying
Yeah,
next to
barely down.
10 people.
So get one down if you can.
Wow.
I'll try to send a few guys to you.
I got overly excited on that, but it's
That's
all right.
that's
It was a
squad,
good-
baby.
It was a
That's
good show.
squad. The people who should be excited are getting getting on Murder Mountain. Everybody needs to pull back from the militia side onto Bahadur Fields. The United States now in an active position to start neutralizing the fields with a 2-minute timer. They definitely have the numbers that they need to start neutralizing. Whoa, Big Gulps wiped off of Nipple Hill.
Nipple Hill, which is south of Bahadur Field, southwest.
I'm just going to point out that Scarface and I Love Your Backpack are two of the top players on the U.S. team for FFO, and I'm not surprised after seeing what they just did at that FOB.
Let's take a second, Bash, and bring up the scoreboard. Here we've got 120 kills on the militia side with 82 deaths. On the United States Army side, 86 kills and 102 deaths. I'm sorry, 124 deaths now. Not horrible disparity between the two. I mean, we're only talking 40 kills or so. There he is at the top of the ladder, Swift Knight, Whoa Big Gulps with 10 and 3. And IB Musito with 15 and 5, and Schwartz with 10 and 3. And who are our big hitters on the United States Army again?
I'm not gonna be exactly sure for all the other teams, but the spacing on it's pretty interesting. It looks like from watching Scarface and I Love Your Backpack just right then, not surprised how well they're doing, but points wise, you know, there's not been as many kills as I thought there's been, so that means there's more medic action.
Absolutely, the medics make or break it. And here's we read Swift Knight Zeph saying they are all over the FOB.
You guys want me to fob up here or no?
They have completely taken over that valley. The U.S. team, APG, and 303rd have now cleared it out, and the river is controlled. There's no contestation.
The fields, move through and kill them. That's the only
I think
way
I made that word up.
That's a good word to use, and that's exactly the word I was thinking of, and I'm glad you said it first. So U.S. firmly in place on Bahadur Fields, and very quick thing to note, why that's so important is because of the fact that on the Kohat Toy River Valley map, when Bahadur Fields becomes neutralized, the Malakabad point is no longer in play. So these 2 points, both Malakabad and Bahadur Fields, are so important to control, as it's the only way to move the game forward.
Gonna be interested to see if the remaining 7 people from the U.S. team, once they join the fight, are they going to be able to swing this where they push them all the way back to the main, or will the U.S. be able to hunker down and stop them from moving forward?
Yeah, Bahadur Fields, and there's the official neutralization. United States Army neutralizing Bahadur Fields.
Well done. You gotta think, if you're sitting on the militia side right now, you need to do some drastic things to stop them from pushing forward. You're gonna want to clamp down on any kind of flanking position and make sure that they do not get behind you and just circle them down.
Paddock.
Looks kind of like what we see right now, actually, with blue dots all around the red. However, they don't look like they're in powerful positions to really put fire on them.
No, and I look to the east here. We have Ho Mi with Fubar in an excellent flank position at the base of Murder Mountain. And a lot of these arrows, though, are down. And that means that player is no longer in action. They're down. They're dead. But Ho Mi, we've got Steppen Razor moving closer.
Oh, this is going to be good. Is he going to engage him?
Boom!
And
shot to the head.
Yep.
Yeah, there he is down.
You might have to kill the student side and get back here.
Yeah, we're coming.
So it looks like AR Importinator is not necessarily... Oh, no, he's dead. Oh, he's dead. That's why they're so powerful right now. Well played to the people in the middle, 303rd and FFO.
Yeah, very aggressive clans. Really have a knowledge of the game. Just top-tier talent. 303rd was actually an active participant in the squad league, and I think played admirably. If I said, did I use all my... did I use every single... I don't think I did. Admirably. Wait, really well. They played really well.
We appreciate that compliment.
If only I could use the right word for it. Admirably? I'm smart.
More bodies on fields, but we're taking it back.
Say admirably.
There you go.
And what is it? Colonel in the same sentence.
Admirably, Colonel. You did it there.
Nice.
So we just heard that the militia is contesting the fields. They're bringing it back. Fields are now going into the militia's favor, and you can see why. Because FFO, I Love Your Backpack, and looks like a 4-man team going up to the north. to get onto Riverbend.
Well, this is quite interesting. They split in half. They opened up the middle of the river, which is basically the most powerful position to have, but it's completely exposed. So for better protection, they've actually given up more of the capture. But they might be able to swing it around and kill enough people to make that useful.
Yeah, we see a lot of the Army, or the U.S. Army, rather, really hunkering down around. We see 303rd Step and Razor again, our favorite little flank shooter. Verdi goes down. But they're hankering around the structures on fields, which it's pretty easy to do with 303rd Iron X Bay prone in the fields. But
I'm seeing a counterflank over here by AR Linguini and WebMD Fubar and AR CIS. Looks like they're coming up on APG and 303rd.
Yes,
in the middle
this is going to be a perfect flank here by AR Cass, Linguini the Noodle, and WebMB.
Check out the timing though. Up to the north, FFO. We got Leave Your Backpack and Scarface, along with a couple other FFO members, coming down to flank. It's two different teams, same time.
Bash, when did we get tickets to the ballet? Because that's exactly what we're seeing here with these teams, with these flanks. Everybody's moving in a perfectly motion here. It looks like that FFO I Love Your Backpack has dropped a spawn on the North Hills. And we're starting to see people just moving in. There's going to be a lot of flanking going on here, a lot of positioning. This is blowing my mind.
This is quite an exciting event. I'm looking up from direct bird's eye view right now, and it literally looks like you're swirling a mixture of two different colors together. This is.
We're not going to get red and blue here. It's just going to be all purple here in a minute.
Somehow I think it's no matter what, whoever dies, it's all going to be red.
Yeah, we're getting hit behind us.
AR McBurn.
Okay.
Feeling the flank, feeling the pressure.
We have some stragglers from the. It looks like we got Fubar King Canada and another one I can't quite make out the name, but they're out on the ridgeline. Maybe gonna do some sniping. Not really sure what's going on there.
Looks like they're late to the party from Malakabad, and I think that the Americans are feeling pretty confident that they can move off that defense point. And really put this pressure in.
They have a full squad of BB, which has not been engaged in this game yet. So they have been hungering for some kind of fight, and they're about to come up with a 9-man addition to the fight.
You can move to go in FOB.
So that's a full squad, ready, fresh, getting for the action.
Roger.
I can have my guys meet you there.
I'm gonna have.
And they're about to get meat by one little blueberry. Let's zoom over and see who this is. I'll give you an update on what happens.
Shovel squad 3.
Looks like WebMD from Fubar is engaging with 7 people. He walks up on one, lays down, and Oh, he gets taken out.
And
that was an interesting move.
Well, you never know how many are actually coming at you. So,
his reaction was to lay down and let them pass, but he did it in front of them.
There you go. So instead of lay down and let them pass, it's more like lay down and die.
Yeah, I think he tried to put up the white flag, but they didn't give him time. And over here we have another single blueberry, which has a red name. So I'm not really sure. I think that might just be a little glitch there. Gonna disengage.
The old admin cam glitch. the old red name on a blue trick.
We're coming.
Thrown off many a caster squad. Yeah, just super spread out. We see the U.S. Army firm control of the fields now. That backpack flank was absolutely devastating. 149 tickets. This is one of the best games of squad I've ever witnessed.
It's quite interesting that Fubar was able to pair up with AR and just kind of sweep back out, though. Even though they do have Lieutenant Moose moving in on a group of 5. They got the fob down, but Lieutenant Moose wants revenge. He starts shooting. He takes one down. He's got an AR. Let's see what he does.
Bash, help me find the moose. I gotta find the moose.
Bravo has already dropped him deep into the ground.
We're coming.
It was a valiant effort, but that was 3 interactions where we just saw one person go up against almost a full squad. Not necessarily the best tactic in this game.
Well, I guess it doesn't matter if I missed that one, because if you see 1v7, you've seen them all, I guess, huh?
I think the most memorable one for me is when you throw a grenade, but it bounces off a tree and kills you.
So U.S. still in firm control of the fields. They're kind of pushed back to that open area you were talking about before here by we see I Love Your Backpack is down by Uncle Tom's Cabin, but here's FFO walking through the fields, like, totally exposed. Normally we see these guys hugging the tree lines.
But you got Fubar right there in the river right next to them. Again, both squads playing pretty open and exposed. I think at this point, people just want to be aggressive as they can, trying to overpower the other team. That has led to 2 intermixed lines where we have a little bit more presence of the U.S. on the right over there to the east, and a little bit more of the militia to the middle section here. However, the capture is still neutral.
Yeah, neutral's where they're going to want to keep it, because this fighting, very intense. It kind of limits the options when there's a neutral for the militia. They really have nothing else they can do besides throw bodies at the point and try not to lose the footing that they have. Swift Knight, whoa, big gulps, back on Nipple Hill. And we've got a great little 4-man team here to the east near the kind of entrance to Bahadur Fields of the 303rd. We've got Das Swede, 303rd Metal Man, 303rd Steve, and APG Squish as they go to reinforce the downed U.S. troops here on Fields. So it looks like U.S. is losing the numbers war.
AR is coming strong through the channel in the middle with the river, and they're using the trees for cover, but they're staying exposed enough to be powerful, but not necessarily getting killed. They have only dropped 2 people, but that's enough to, it looks like scare FFO back off the river itself.
Yeah, AR on the malicious side, the guys in the blue, taking out, it looks like LG Hunter and FFO Darkshire, possibly. Militia now taking back Bahadur Fields. Militia neutralizing Bahadur Fields.
Contact D6Q5, the west side of that green belt. I'm marking it with a shield.
So great comms on the squad lead there. Bash, do you hear Breezy coming in loud and strong?
Absolutely. I'm dropped down here with some AR and SWF at their player level, trying to check out what it looks like to see from their perspective, and it is a mess. There is smoke grenades everywhere. There is fire coming in from every direction, and you don't know if it's friendly or if it's foe. And at this point, I think these clans are playing a pretty solid game.
Oh, that is no doubt. I like to see that most of the action is happening on the point. There's a couple stragglers like we see where the U.S. is getting that constant stream of reinforcements. Let me take a minute, hit the tab key, and take a look at some of these stats to see exactly. I just see him stream them out, and whenever I see him stream out, that means that's one less ticket on the U.S. side. So I'm going to pull up my tab up here. See, Militia's got 213 kills on the Militia side with 168 deaths. United States Army with 170 kills, 215 deaths. Amazingly, it's what a intense. The intensity is. It goes to 11.
I want to make one mention real quick there that I noticed going down there to player review is I heard no necessary engagement, like call-outs. People were just doing the thing that they needed to. The GLs were putting down fire, smoke grenades were going out. The only commands that I heard over local chat were player positioning and redirections, things like that. But it sounds like squad leaders have a good team with them on both sides probably at this point, because the reactions and the reaction time
up here on this rally
make it interesting.
Well, Bash, I think that you would definitely agree, and I'd love to hear your perspective on this too. That's why people play in these clans that you see here on Community Clan.
Hey, good job.
You hear everybody saying, "Great job, militia!" Now capturing all your fields, back in militia control.
Who's gonna try to do an assault because we need it.
What a powerful position if they can get some kind of jump forward. No one's at the other flag. I'm going to zoom over here and see. They do have a spawn. FFO, 303rd, Metal Man, and I Love Your Backpack spawned in with 4 other people. They're going all the way back to this attack flag, so they're stacked. They're ready to go. I don't know if Militia's going to be able to capitalize.
I think that these guys, this 4-man fire team that spawned back here at Malakabad, is giving the militia a little too much credit. Oh, look at that! What a so I Love Your Backpack saying, "What an effing hold! What an effing slaughter!" Says Lieutenant Kevin. Breezy Bra saying, "Dude, this has been crazy." Everybody's like just going nuts. Like, this is the top tier level squad.
This is what I'm saying, though, is like this is the kind of games that make playing in a clan different than not playing in a clan. Just to reply to what you were talking about earlier before we saw that capture happen.
That's right.
The atmosphere of playing with a clan against another clan, like a 1v1 scrimmage, is very, very group oriented. But when you're playing with other clans in this overall bigger team atmosphere, that's when real coordination and real follow through comes into play. And that's where I think this game absolutely shines.
Yeah, you play for the team atmosphere, and I'll tell you, no other game I've ever played manages to capture the magic of a team than Squad. Even in its early access form, the best game, I think most of these clans have over 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 hours of combined playtime, and it's just fantastic.
Yeah. I'm watching a complete shift of half of the U.S. team. They are now all the way back across the river, and I'm kind of confused because if you look at the militia, no one has left the defense flag going towards the attack. So now half of the U.S. has disengaged from their attack, and this has now gone almost to a slowdown.
Some of your team
Yeah, really, they have nothing to lose at the moment. There's going to be no ticket bleed, really, on any team because they each own 3 caps. So it's a good decision for them because if they were to lose, I mean, like I said, Malakabad and Butterfields being so important, I think that the U.S. made the right call, play a little defensive in a match like this.
Definitely, but I'm just going to call your attention over to Echo 7 keypad 3 and 6. We have Fubar and AR coming over the hill on top of some BB guys that have not been engaged yet. Fubar Justice is coming up on him right now. WebMD gets dropped by BB Pink Monad.
Make sure you don't pull off to the point too much.
Yeah, Pinky.
BB responds by running away.
Yeah, Pinky with the sniper. I think a double kill at range.
Triple.
Triple kill.
Okay. Him and Hamlet take down all 4 of the most forward positioning on the militia. Looks like Fubar and AR up on the hill over here are going to have to reposition in. They have stalled their advance. Well done for those 2 people. Hamlet and BB Pinky. Those 2 guys.
It sounds like they need to get drinks with the other 2 militia that were stopping the team on the north at the beginning here. These 2 guys take on a much greater force, and they're the little dogs that think they're big dogs.
So that contradicts our earlier conversation about the 1v7s kind of being scripted.
That's true.
In this game, it's not always what you think it's going to be.
Anything
oh my goodness, what
happen.
A surprise. Wait, hold up. Look at all these blueberries sitting over here getting stacked up. We have a whole AR squad getting ready to move in on Malakabad.
That is.
Where did these guys come from?
This is insane. Magic? I'm not too sure where these kids. Abracadabra?
G7 keypad 8. There's a militia fob out here that I'm gonna be honest, not once this whole game I ever saw.
How did we miss that? Bash. That's insane.
But look at this control. I'm gonna give you an update what they're doing over here. They are stacked up within 20 meters of each other, all moving within concealment. Only 1 player or 2 players moving at a time, and they're observing.
Well, and check this out. The guys that are just to their south are all looking towards Murder Mountain. Nobody is seeing this knock knock. Hey, we're here to take your fob. We're here to take your point.
I am very interested to see who shoots first because just like you said, their backs are turned and they are walking up
They're just on the point.
Do you think they're going to engage them, or do you think they'll just hold off?
I
would not even engage them.
The smart play here is to not engage and wait for them to notice. Wait, is our thing going down? What's going on? Is our cap going down? And you'll see it happen. We're going to see
we're starting to
APG here turn around here in just a second when they realize that there's some doo-doo at their front door.
Well, it looks like they only have 2 people within shooting distance. Everyone else has gone down into the river. So we have APG Ion and APD Matt Damien. Damien? Yeah, Matt Damien. Oh, APG
Damien.
Ion turns around.
Oh, there it is.
I wanted to do that so bad. He doesn't even get.
But he's not coming back.
He runs away.
Oh my god.
He runs away. Okay, 303rd rogue grenade has spawned in very far away. If he runs in, he would find them at the cap.
West, Charlie 6, Cupid 8, Marks.
APG Snake just went down, so the other APG guys now know that there's an engagement. Ion and Matt Damien are now regarding this as some kind of importance. Not sure what to do. They both fall back.
Nope, they're pulling back. So here comes Matt Damon as he rolls back into Malakabad. He's about to get engaged here. He takes down.
He drops the Bravo.
There he goes. Bravo goes down.
You got in here.
Matt Damon just crouched in there, probably getting on the horn, being like, "Guys, Malakabad! Yep, here comes the Hornets. You've messed with the bull. You get the horns."
Fubar up on this Overwatch position is now dropping, just dropping some of these US players as they try and come in and help Matt Damon out. Good positioning, WebMD.
WebMD in the upper left-hand corner of your screen, you can see his tracers just zipping towards the south entrance of Malakabad, taking down a few APG guys.
I'm about to watch the essence of squad right here. We have Kane Fubar and APG Snake way out of the way, nowhere near the fights of each other, but they're both going to see each other. One goes down, and that's it. You think you're running out where no one is, and then all of a sudden there's a guy next to you and he just drops you. But guess what? There was no one else out here, just those 2. And with that fob, it looks like Militia has shifted the power into their favor. That allowed them to maybe get this capture.
I mean, extremely close game, 85 tickets. Let's take a look at the stats. 255 kills for Militia, 200 deaths.
Are you guys still neutralizing because they're taking down our pack of pub?
Yeah, we're still neutralizing. It's at about 25% right now.
So a minute and 45 seconds to go to
got about another
neutralize.
30 seconds.
Oh, 30 seconds-ish. As McBeard is saying here. 85 tickets remaining for Militia. United States Army with 203 kills, 263 deaths. What an amazing match. This back and forth.
We got a group of BB players coming in into the middle of Malakabad against the AR guys. Let's see if they're able to do anything. They stay on the outside. AR rest in pieces comes around. Does not engage. Looks like people are just trying to get on the cap and keep bodies alive. Smart play by whoever's squad leading.
Well, the thing about getting bodies on the cap, what's really interesting,
They're
let me
coming west down the creek bed.
enable the
counter back to Bob at Riverbend.
cap zone wireframe here.
They take down that one to the
Malakabad cap zone is massive, as you can see here with the yellow wireframe around the point. It's a yellow sphere of influence here, and that you don't have to get onto that point. If you want to stop that cap, or you want to start maybe neutralizing it, or you can get bodies onto that point, you don't necessarily have to go in there. But what you can do by going in there is you're going to eliminate their players that will influence their cap. But what's happening is...
They're fucking taking it back. They got to have a fob on point.
AR McBeard say they're taking it back. They probably have a fob on point.
And 303rd has come in, and they now have bodies on the cap zone as well. Like you were saying, though, the one really smart thing to do, though, is not only put people in cap zone, but put people on the perimeter of the cap zone. So you don't expose yourself to being in there as much, but you're out away from the fight as much as possible.
What's the cap like on buy door?
It's full. Good to go.
And as we take a quick peek over to Bahadur Fields, we don't see any, and I hope it's just my render distance. Bash, feel free to correct me. I don't see any. Oh, there are U.S. on Bahadur Fields.
There is about, we have 8, it looks like. 6, 7, 8, yep, 8 little guys running around, and they are, half of them are dead.
Okay. So Bahadur Fields is looking good?
It looks like FFO is trying to do a southern flank against the SWF guys, but SWF has definitely held them off.
It's pretty damn heavy. They capped it back.
United States Army with the official defended Malakabad. 74 tickets.
They're pushing out uphill.
Yeah.
That was a quick drop of 11 tickets. I'm going to say that was actually 2 minutes, 10 tickets. Musha just lost.
Ooh, that's a catchy little 2 minutes, 10 tickets.
In my opinion, at least.
That's got to be your new phrase there, Bash.
We're probably even on tickets. We don't want to be bleeding here.
And someone's going to be like, oh, is that how long it takes to shovel a fob?
Bash, do you see these bodies on Malakabad? Look at this. This is like a medic's wet dream here of points.
Also,
oh man, he would be top squad living person no matter what.
Which is a very good possibility.
Across all servers.
All-time winner.
That's it.
This one medic.
The pile of bodies.
Okay, it's literally a giant triangle of like 7 triangles on my screen. Oh wow, that was funny because as I was zooming up, it got bigger and bigger and then just spread out into individual ones. That is almost the whole 303rd in a 5-meter radius.
In body form. In dead.
Aaron has just obliterated. Oh, okay, no, it's mixed in with some BB guys too, but dang. Well played, Aaron. Oh, heads up over here. APG Snake. He's doing some reconnaissance trying to find out where these guys have spawned in from and if he can stop them. He is within walking distance. He takes out Malware Fubar, and he is now on their flank. Let's see if he does something.
Oh, kind of concerning chat messages here about nothing registering from the FFO and APG guys saying that hits are not registering, and they've been going on all game.
Hey, 2, you might want to think about another fob. We're getting hit back down here.
Yeah, that's quite an interesting thing that I'd be curious because have you been getting any kind of experience in the server with connection issues or anything like that?
Not quite. I mean, I think that if nothing was registering, it'd be really difficult to get the 218, now 219 kills that the United States Army has. I'm not saying that nothing is registering. I'm saying that there's probably a few shots that, as we all know by playing the game, you know, there's kind of those moments when you're kind of thinking, right? And like, oh, did I get him? I should have got him. I swear I got him. And I think that there might be a consecutive amount of those moments happening in a row to some of these guys.
I mean, without any kind of hit markers or things like that, there's not, you know, a good way for you to be like, oh yeah, I got the kill. So sometimes maybe you did get the kill, he just didn't go down. Maybe you shot him in the arm and he didn't die as fast as you, but then he died right after you. Because it's like, there's a bunch of things like that happen in this game that I've noticed as being an admin cam that you don't notice in game, because I see when your triangles flip now and you both went down versus, you know, not when you're in first person. But the other huge thing is if you take a look at the ping, both teams have pretty good ping, but the US a second ago, they were all slightly higher, so there might have been just a little bit of a network location issue.
Well, the issue...
So, I don't know if you guys noticed, but technically we're already down 2 players. So
game.
That's right, a win for Militia. Some of the best squad I've ever seen in my life. 286. I mean, it was all down to the gunplay.
I'm just going to have to say that was a fantastic game to watch. The fact that Militia held that off by killing more than they were able to capture through points alone, that's a huge thing. That's a huge thing.
All right, guys, for the sake of a clean stream for the archive here, we're going to take a quick 5-minute break so that this can get archived. And I just wanted to say a big shout out to Bash. Bash, thank you so much for letting me co-cast with you here today. I really appreciate it. So thanks so much for...
It's been a blast. Absolutely. I just got to say that hopefully we can do this again.
Yeah, here's hoping. Also want a big shout out to all the guys that put together the Community Clan Fight Night, all the clans involved. Fantastic match. This is some of the best squad I've ever seen.
Banshee, BLITZA, show off.
All kinds of guys. And Saints. Yeah, Saint. Yeah, can't forget.
That's right. So many guys. But I think that'll do us here for round 1 of the North American match here. Again, we'll be back in 5 minutes. Before I go, though, guys, we also want to thank a big shout out to the men and women enlisted in the military all over the world here. Just the good guys, though. United States, United Kingdom, Australia, Canada, and all of our allies. For us, this is just a game, but for them, this is real life. And we just want to say thank you very much for your service and your sacrifice. Clackety clack clack clack. Anyway, I'm JohnnyOmaha, and that clack, the guy who's typing, that's Bash.
Oh shit, my bad. I thought I put it on mute. And that is why he is called.
And that's Bash. There's Bash on mute. We'll be right back after this.